mula sa mga kalaban ng pamahalaan?
I believe the president is simply calling our attention to the fact that we should all be vigilant, especially because, for example, there are groups like the terrorist groups like the Abu Sayyaf, and he is concentrating full force against these.
Yung pagtakas ng mga prisoners sa Marawi, paano kinukonsidera ho ng pamahalaan ito?
They're already looking to that. Already the designated authorities already investigating that and pursuing the right action.
So wala hong dapat ipangamba ang taong bayan?
Wala naman po. I mean, not pangamba, but concerned. We should be all aware and be concerned. Okay, thank you po.
Thank
Follow
you.
up ulit, Ted De Vera.
Sir, is there a timeline in destroying the Abu Sayyaf, sir?
Wala po akong timeline na wala naman siya nire-release, but it should be within a reasonable period.
Ano po yung reasonable period, sir?
Yun po, wala kami definite timeline, but within a reason. In other words, it should not be an extended. It should not be an extended engagement.
Questions? Follow up about Abu Sayyaf? Other issue? Maricel Halili, TV5.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sir,
Yeah, meron.
sir, on the president's trip to ASEAN Summit, what are the chances that he'll be meeting U.S. President Barack Obama?
We're not sure about that, but if at all, it may be on the sides. I'm not sure.
But is there a request to meet the president?
We probably have. Probably have.
Kung sakaling matuloy po yung meeting, what particular issues ang ibibring up ni President Duterte?
Well, basically, they'll establish muna yung just establish acquaintances muna, establish a foreign relationship.
How about human rights issues, sir?
Which one?
Yung mga issues about extrajudicial killings, ibibring up din daw po ba ito ni Presidente kung matuloy man yung meeting nila?
This is not, we're not referring to those matters. Okay?
Aside from U.S. President Obama, will there be any bilateral talks sa side po ng ASEAN Summit?
I suppose there will be informal meetings with the others. Yes.
What particular countries?
We're not exactly sure about that yet.
Sir, on the trip of the President to Brunei and Indonesia,
Yes.
ano po yung mga issues na pag-uusapan?
Well, basically, one thing I can tell you is that he'll be meeting up with the local communities, local Filipino communities. That's for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
We follow up about ASEAN. Other issue, Laila Salaveria.
Sir, what's the reason for there being so many exceptions to the FOI?
I think these are really the standard exceptions. Those exceptions are basically.
Standard, but what do you mean by standard?
I mean, basically, it's all self-explanatory. There are certain items there that are not, you cannot be revealed because of confidentiality, because of personal, the sort of thing.
Sir, what's the justification for the exception saying that government officials can't be compelled to prepare lists and detailed reports on how congressional funds were disbursed? Sir, doesn't this go against the essence of the FOI since it's supposed to be a transparency measure?
It is a transparency measure, however, the details are still being worked out.
Does it mean the list might be trimmed down?
I'm not sure if it'll be trimmed down, but it will be further clarified. Okay.
Joseph Morong.
Sir, can you go to some of the details of the exemptions?
I'm not privy to. I'm not the expert regarding that, but I can answer general questions regarding it.
Okay, so right now, as things stand, kailan yung final draft nito, and when can people start maybe making subok yung FY na
Well,
nito?
basically, the fact that you already have in your hand the
Yeah.
draft, that means to say that the large part of the work has already been done. Okay, so I don't have the timeline.
So request can be made already.
You can try. You can try.
Sige, sir.
Follow-up question, Ina or Alex? Ina Andolong.
Hi, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
the CEO on the FOI, as previously mentioned, only covers the executive, and yet the exemptions include restrictions on access to court documents and court pleadings. So it somewhat also interferes with some documents in the other branch.
Okay.
How do you explain that?
Come again. Each particular department, each particular branch of the government will have its own issues, and I think that's part of the thing that is being dovetailed. They're working out. They're making sure that everything dovetails, so that it does not conflict with one another.
As it is, sir, I do believe we already have we can access court documents pertaining to cases. Bakit
Correct.
po biglang lalagyan ng exemption doon?
Ang alin yun po?
In the exemption in the draft, EO says court documents including pleadings are considered confidential. And yet, I do believe we can easily access them from the clerk of court, right?
Well, in which case, this could be part of the things that are being worked out through the office of the EAS.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Alexis Romero, Philippine Star.
May I refer to number... sorry, sandali lang po. Si Ina kasi, sandali lang. Number 152.
Correct.
Non-disclosure of SALN if the purpose is any of the following purposes. Any purpose contrary to morals or public policy or any commercial purpose other than by news and communications media for dissemination to the general public. Why this exception?
I think basically it's a safeguard against the malicious use of the information.
Malicious use. So, ibig sabihin yung mga nang di-defame.
Or ang tipong ganun.
Pero,
Oo.
di ba ngayon yung SALN, anyone can access regardless of the reason? Kasi it's an open document.
Right, but I think it's what do you call it? It's already part of the proposed. For example, even Grace po said it should be redacted. You know, in other words, walang referrals to the details.
So yung net worth na lang at saka yung assets.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but I suppose that will be more or less as simplified as possible para walang mga malicious misuse of the information.
Pero hindi ba ito putting restrictions to something that is already being given freely right now?
Well, if they see fit to restudy it, then probably it's addressing that particular situation.
Thank you, Sec.
Thank you.
Follow up, Ina.
Quick. You mentioned, sir, these are standard exemptions.
Go ahead.
Did you base this from somewhere else, another FOI from a
No.
another
I'm
institution?
basically saying that these already, some of them already, what do you call it, in existence. Okay, so basically that it's may mga existing na mga mga.
Follow up, JP Vencido. Microphone.
Morning, sir. Sir, may we know who are the people working behind this draft FOI-EO?
As far as I can tell you, they belong to the office of the executive secretary.
Sir, is it possible that the names of the people who were involved can be released to the public
Involved where?
in the drafting of this EO, sir? Specifics.
For what particular reason?
Transparency, disclosure, sir.
I'm not sure about that particular question, but I will find out and get back to you. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
FOI issue, may follow up. Other issue, Johnson, Manabat.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, yun hong sa naging announcement lang ni Pangulo kahapon about the 2 million peso reward money. Una-una, saan ho kukunin yung pondo? And secondly, yun ho ba mga pulis ay pwede ring makakuha ng reward money?
I don't know the details, pero may pagkukuhanan yon. May pagkukuhanan talaga yon. On the other hand, though, ang pagkakasabi yata niya is it is basically ano ba yan? Yung to reveal the names of those who you know are involved. Okay? So yung mga nag-reveal, yun ang makatanggap. Depende, kung yun ang tenor ng pagkakasabi ng presidente, I suppose so. Okay.
May follow-up question about Ninja Cups. Alvin Baltasar, you have follow-up question? Microphone, please. Jonah, thank you.
I'm sorry, sir, pero mukhang natanong na ni Johnson. Pero follow-up na rin, sir. Ulitin lang natin, pwedeng makatanggap ang isang pulis pagka meron silang alam na kasama nila na Ninja Cup.
Okay. I will clarify that, okay? I will clarify that.
Sir,
Thank you.
kasi ang pagkakaalam din ng marami, within the organization, alam din ng mga police kung sino yung mga kasama nilang sangkot
Okay.
sa illegal drugs.
Well, hindi, yung nga pagkakaano, that is the assumption. But since you're asking for a very specific answer, I will get back to you regarding that matter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. No more question. Ted Tuvera and Laila, last two questions. Joseph, Ninja Cups, other issue, or Ted Tuvera?
Sir, you mentioned earlier na there are imperfections in the drugs campaign. Sir, could you clarify or tell us what the manifestations of such imperfections are?
Let us respect the way it was said. That in the campaign, it has been very successful, but there have been imperfections. Thank you.
Joseph Morong?
Sir, yung China, I think yesterday, no, said that they're open to allowing, not that it's really up to them, but they're open to allowing our fishermen to fish in the disputed waters. So are we inclined to tell our fishermen now that they can fish?
I don't know about the exact dates, but that's exactly one of the things na inilapit yata na Presidente.
Correct.
To treat our people not as enemies, let us not be adversaries, but instead that we are friends, parang ganon, to allow them to be able to fish. So in other words, kung kailanman, kumbaga inilapit niyan, apparently the ambassador also responded in kind, you know?
And positively, sir.
And positively, yes. So apparently there's a, well, there may be kinks in the relationship. There is a positive opening. There is a window of opportunity. There is a windows of opportunity.
So pwede na, sir, pumunta yung mga...
I don't know about the exact, kung pwede na, but yes, definitely, nailapit yan. At sabi naman la, oo. What may need to be clarified is maybe, aside from, maybe the best thing to do is just test the waters.
Literally also. Sige, sir, thank you.
Mag-last question na tayo, Laila Salaveria.
Sir, this
Yes.
was asked last time, but I just want to follow up. Maybe have you discussed with the President the BBC report on the female assassin killing drug dealers on orders of a policeman?
No, we were not able to discuss that with the President.
With other police officials, police authorities, and have there been orders to look into this?
We were not able to clarify that.
So is the palace not concerned about this story?
Of course it is, except that, there are a number, it's a whole array of things that need to be considered, and many of them basically of the same complexion.
Okay, thank you, Laila. Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Back to our main studio sa Radyo ng Bayan at PTV.
Ibig sabihin, pinag-aaralan ko naman.
FOI ba yan?
SPO wants the draft FOI restrictive rules in release of blah blah blah. Okay.